Hello everyone, my name is Sabathian Tatiratu and I'm from class B with last student number 043. In this video, I will analyze the data of students' motivated strategies for learning scores. Let's begin the analysis. Okay, after I got all the data here, all I need to do is copy the data and paste it to the column B. After the data pasted in the column B, I will sort from the smallest to the largest. Then go to the data section and remove duplicate. And after that, move the data in the column B into table C. And to find out the frequency, I will use COUNTIF and block all the original data, use comma and follow the Excel criteria, which is the score. And to get the sigma result, use sum and block the frequency from the top to the bottom. Here's the result. Now to find the x.f equal, click first data in a score and click the star symbol, also the first data in a frequency. Summed by block all the data from the top to the bottom. After we got the result, now we're going to count the measure of central tendency start by mean. The sigma xf divided with the sigma frequency. After I got the mean, let's continue to count the x-min. Click score and minus with the min. And make sure to add the dollar sign before the m and after the m. Sum by block all the data from the top until the bottom. To time the x-min square, just times the x-min by itself. And yep, this is the result, and don't forget to sum by blocking all the data in x-min square from the top until the bottom. To count the fx-min square, times the frequency with the x-min square. Sum again as usual, block the data from the top until the bottom. Yep, and then I got all the sigma here. And next I will count the median manually. The data existed are 65 and that's why we just need to divide it with 2. So the data is 137 and just plus it by itself and divide it with 2. And the median result is 137. And to find the mode, just see the most appeared data, which is 132. And now move to the measures of variability. To count the range, choose the highest data in a score and the lowest data. To find the quartiles, begin with quartile 1, a quarter times by sigma frequency and plus 1. So the Q1 is in the 16 and 17 data, which is 125, and just need to place it with itself. Then don't forget divide it with 2. And now to count the Q2, the formula are using 1/2. Times it with sigma frequency and plus 1. So it means the data are in 33 and 34, which is 137, just plus it with itself and divide it with 2. Still same as the previous way, but use the 3/4. As the result, the data are in 49 and 50, which is 143. Add the data by itself and divide it with 2. And to count the interquartile, just minus the Q3 with the Q1. And to know the result of variance, just divide the sigma of fx-min square with the sigma frequency. And then minus it with 1. So here is the result, and now I'm going to count the standard deviation. The standard deviation itself are the square roots of variance. So I already got the measures of central tendency and measures of variability using manual, and now let's move to the Excel. To count the mean using Excel, just use average and block all the original data. And for median, block all the original data. And to count mode, type mode and block the original data. And to count the range, we can use maximum and block all the original data, minus minimum, and also block the original data again. And here's the result. Now let's count the quartile 1 by using quartile and block all the original data. Follow the extra rows by choosing the first quartile, and here's the result. For the quartile 2, quartile block the original data and the median value. And the third quartile, quartile again and block the original data and choose the third quartile. Now to count the interquartile, just minus the Q3 with the Q1. And for the variance, use var and then block all the original data. Standard deviation by STDEV and block all the original data again. And bam, here's the result. And now we're going to make the polygon or the chart. Go to the insert recommended chart, click it, and you will see the charts, and just place it with the data. So I just finished analyzing the data of students' motivated strategies for learning scores using descriptive statistics and calculating the measures of central tendency and measure of variability. Measures of central tendency are ways of describing the central position of a frequency distribution for a group of data, while the measures of variability are ways of summarizing a group of data by describing how spread out the scores are. My name is Sabathian Tatiratu and I'm from Class B with last student number 043, and thank you for watching.